Welcome back to another episode of CAPSOFF, presented by the Game Day. It's been a couple weeks, but we're all back together.
Yeah, gang's all here.
Finally.
Gang's all here.
I'm not going to talk much, though, because my throat is fucked.
Dude, we're all
All of
fucked.
our...
Yeah.
We all went skiing in Colorado except for Felipe.
Except me.
We were all on our little vacations.
Do you know how to ski?
And we all came back.
Snowboard.
You would.
He's such a snowboarder.
He's such a
Yeah.
You are. You're
snowboarder.
built like a
Snowboarders
snowboarder.
are just, they think
Low
they're
center-
better.
That's not what I meant. I
It
was
is
saying
way
it more.
cooler.
I was saying it more as a compliment.
exactly,
You're
because
nice,
it's way
low center
cooler.
of gravity, compact. I feel
Yeah.
like you get some
Facts.
good air if you went on a half pipe.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, get some flips in, dude. I do not air.
Snowboard's definitely cool.
No-
Like think
no
about like when
air
you watch
for
the
me.
Winter Olympics, nobody's watching skiing, but you watch Shaun White.
Bro, the downhill
I
skiing
watch-
is
see,
I actually
crazy.
disagree.
Lindsey
As a
Vonn?
skier, as a skier, I like
Lindsey
watching
Vonn's a
skiing.
snowboarder.
I watch
No,
both.
she's not.
I watch both. I
Lindsey
definitely
Vonn
watch
was a
both.
skier.
Oh, that's on me.
Yeah, Lindsey Vonn is a skier.
She's a dog.
She was a dog, but I watch both. There's no. I would say that you're right. The star power of a Shaun White is
Yeah.
is
no
there's
question
no
better.
skier like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we all kind of just got sick.
Skiing's way better than
skiing.
snowboarding.
What's
Definitely
that?
not.
I
Like, when
also-
you're a kid, nobody wants to ski. Everybody wants to snowboard.
Yeah, but you're going off of like what's cool.
But you
Yeah,
just
it's
agree with that.
a
You
lot
just
of
agree with
border.
that.
What?
You just agree with that, right?
What?
That when you're a kid.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
All right, that
well,
ending discussion.
I think I agree with what you're saying. I definitely thought snowboarding was cooler.
Yeah.
But
And
when
then
I
you
was
start
a kid,
doing it.
when I was a kid, I just learned how to ski because my dad signed me up for ski school. not
sure,
for,
because
Same.
it's safer.
not for
I learned how to do
Right.
snowboarding for a little bit, and then I got so pissed off at it because I was like, I had
Always
to
on the
sit
ground.
on my
You're
ass
always
and
on the
like
ground.
strap my shit in
Yep.
the whole time.
A lot
Fuck
of
that.
borders though do.
Oh,
like,
God forbid
people
you
that
hit a
have been
traverse
boarding.
on a snowboard.
Oh.
You hit a traverse
A
on
lot
a
of people
snowboard.
that
you're
have been
fucked.
boarding
Yeah.
are switching to skiing though because it's just safer. It's better
Oh,
for
because
the
they're trying
knees.
to follow you because you like
Yeah,
Adam
'cause
Tabasco. If Adam does it, then
Yeah.
everybody wants
Yeah,
to do
facts.
it.
This
Go
fucking
Dolphins.
guy.
Go Dolphins.
That's what I do too.
Salad.
But yeah,
follow Adam.
it's still the off season, so
Cafeteria day.
But it's cafeteria day, so we're gonna play some games. We're gonna go bring back the Factor Cap vibes. Maybe do a little.
Can I
power
talk about my
rankings
fun
at the end.
fact quickly?
You have a fun fact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sunday night we were talking about hibernation. No, this is
Oh,
interesting.
he saved this for you. He wanted to do
Yeah, I
this
think you'd
yesterday.
appreciate this.
but
I think
he was
you'd
like, he had a
appreciate
fun fact, and he didn't do it, and then now you're back, so we're all here.
We were talking about bears and a fun fact about a bear for hibernation. Do you know that they actually create their own butt plug for hibernation
What?
Do they?
made of their hair? So what they do
So
is
that they don't shit?
So that they don't shit in hibernation. A bear will lick their skin, swallow and ingest a bunch of hair. It'll go through the intestines, get to the anal gland, and stuff it up. And now they're set for hibernation.
That's a wild fact.
Right?
That is a wild
I don't
fact.
even want to try and fact check that.
I don't.
No, it's,
Like-
this was,
I don't want to. I don't want photos to come up.
No. Holy
pretty,
shit.
It's pretty interesting. Isn't that a crazy fun fact?
I don't know
it's
how
cool.
fun it is, but it's a fact.
It's a fun fact.
That's wild,
I'm not
bro.
sure it's fun. Yeah.
I have to say though, I never once wondered like how do bears shit in hibernation. That
I
was
just
not-
thought
I
they just
never
did.
thought about that.
I just
either.
thought, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about it. It wasn't
I
even a
just thought
thought
they
to me.
just did it. It
was
just
like,
came
oh,
out.
they'll
It's called
manage.
it's a fecal plug.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's appropriate.
That's what I'm going to search tonight. Fecal plug. Big ass fecal plug.
what it looks like.
Oh my god. Why you have to show us
Weird,
that?
bro.
Well, it's
Dude,
just a
he-
bunch
In
of
fact,
hair.
that's just pulled up.
By the
on
way,
your
he
phone.
saved that fact. He wanted to save
Yeah.
that one. There was a lot of buildup
So
from
fucking
yesterday.
weird, man. Why is that one the one that you came up with? Where'd you see that? Uber Facts?
No, me and
Facts is
Amanda's dad were just like talking, and he had
Oh,
a fun
Amanda's
fact,
dad.
and we were all at dinner actually, and he brought it up.
Surprised it
So it
wasn't
goes to
one of your
show
dads
him
that
and I
did
get
this.
along at a very high rate
Y'all
because
just
that
talking
was
about
where
some
his.
random ass shit like
Yeah.
fucking bears on hibernation.
I don't know how it came up actually.
Shit comes up, bro.
A fecal plug. I don't know how it came up though.
Were y'all
That's
talking
something-
about like plugging butts?
No.
Adam, that's just something I feel like one of your dads would know.
I felt that one was coming at some point.
This
felt
is
that.
easy pickings right
Yeah,
there.
but you're weird, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that fact. Thank you.
Now you know. The more you
I'm
know.
going to pull that one out randomly.
Yeah.
It's one
On
of
my
those.
first
It's like
date.
you know,
Dude,
it's like the
great.
black box. It's like the black box. You know,
Imagine
you
I
just
pull
gotta
that
have-
out on my first date with that girl. I'm
Black
like,
box is so different.
so you want to hear a fun fact about fecal plugs?
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
that would scare me the fuck away, bro.
Within
No,
like
that's
10 minutes.
God.
You gotta
I'm
check
going
if
to the restroom
you
and
gotta
never
check
coming
if they
back.
pass the vibe check, and if they do, then
Yeah, so you like bears?
I could be your bear.
I could be your big grizzly bear. All right, well, let's actually talk football, shall we? Because that was absurd. All right, we're gonna do factor caps. We're gonna do power rankings because we're in the cafeteria.
Dude, yeah, man. Cafeteria.
Cafeteria.
Cap. Hooray.
Cafeteria. All right. Should we start? It does not.
It does not look good on
fit.
you, yeah.
No, you don't like it.
Damn, bro.
Well, it just doesn't
Why
fit
you
your
gotta say it
head.
like
It
that?
doesn't fit his
I
head.
got a big head.
Like,
All right, let's do factor caps.
I just sent you guys one of the articles, and it literally just says, because it doesn't want to come up, the image is no longer available. Like, it's the front cover
Lord.
image.
of the fecal plug.
Of the fecal plug.
I'm glad that shit is not popping up on my phone.
Yo,
Bro,
let's get.
don't
I'll
discriminate
search
towards
it on
bears.
Reddit. There'll be some.
Yeah.
There'll be some
I just showed you a
pictures.
picture.
Y'all
but-
search it on Reddit?
Oh my god.
Bro,
I
you
like
can
fun
get
facts.
Anything on Reddit.
Speaking
Okay.
of weird animal shit, have y'all seen a duck dick?
No.
They're like, they're corkscrews.
Now we're talking.
Actually.
So,
Now we're
no, it's insane. They're like they're corkscrews.
It's
So
the
the
kind of
reason
stuff Animal
the reason they're
loves.
corkscrews, you want to know why? Because like ducks used to like
Is it
male.
like
It's like that. So male ducks used to just like fuck the shit out of female ducks. Obviously, like that's what
Sick.
animals do.
Obviously.
but female ducks would try to escape, right?
That's crazy.
And so evolution,
Oh my
their dicks
God.
evolved to where like female.
Oh, where it's like a screw.
It's
Where
yeah, you
can't just
oh my
pull
God,
it
you can't
out.
just pull it out. Oh,
so that the female couldn't
Oh
leave.
my god.
yo, that's
They're
a
the
power
So they-
move
they-
on evolution.
so if you see two ducks, what you got to do, you can't just pull it out. You got to like twist it. And
They
you know,
evolved.
like-
They evolved rape essentially.
That's insane.
Yeah,
crazy.
but it's animals, so it's not. We wouldn't call
just
it rape,
said
right?
they evolved rape.
But it's,
Oh my
it's the animal kingdom. I
God.
wouldn't say it's rape.
It's
But
natural
it-
rape.
And now it makes it
Definitely
sound like the
not-
fecal
it's
plug is
definitely
more
not
PC.
Consent. That's
It's
for
definitely not
sure.
consensual. It's
Oh
what
my
I'm trying to
God.
say. So
Now I
that's why
gotta-
they evolved.
Dude.
That's a pretty cool fact. I would say it's better than the butt plug, but
Fecal plug. Fecal plug.
Let's rank.
the first thing you said was
ridiculous-
butt plug, bro.
Let's rank ridiculous animal facts.
Well, now I got to
Dude,
look up what a
elephant
duck
dicks are
penis looks
awesome.
like.
All right. I'm cutting it off. We got to do factor caps. Adam, we're done. We're cutting it off.
Have you
Factor
seen it?
cap.
Are you looking up a duck dick?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Yeah, you pulled it up. Look at it.
It's like a little piece of pasta.
It's like a little piece of pasta.
Oh God, that
Now
is.
look up an elephant one.
No, stop.
Or a
Stop.
rhino, dude. They are
Rhino dicks?
they got on like a horse, or like a rhino, I guess.
The gang's all here.
They got a
Hey,
fake
Did you
leg.
miss this?
Oh, not really. Are you ready for factor cap?
Yeah.
Boys are back in town.
Are you ready for factor cap? Somebody
No.
get this kid an Adderall. We need him to focus. Jesus. Ready? We're going to talk about your favorite thing. It's football. NFL football.
I don't know. The fecal plug and the cork-shaped
We'll
penis
start
pasta
with-
is pretty sick.
We'll start with your favorite team, the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been rumors going around that if the Patriots don't make the playoffs in this offseason, that the Patriots might end up forcing out Bill Belichick. So, factor cap. Bill Belichick should retire.
It's a cap for now because he could get one more year. But I think Bill Belichick over the years has, since he lost Brady, yes, he believe he's going to come back. Well, he made the playoffs last year, type of thing.
3-10 against the Dolphins and Bills, though.
That's true.
since Tom
That's
Brady
true.
left.
That's true.
Saw that fact on Twitter.
Nice.
Haven't
nice.
fact checked it.
I also, I just, the Dolphins.
I like the clarification.
Weirdly enough, the Dolphins have dominated even when Brady was there, which
Yeah,
is weird.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I just think Bill Belichick has failed to adapt to today's aggressive passing style offenses. And, you know, when you look at what he's done in his free agent signings on the offensive side of the ball, it hasn't supported what he's had on the offensive side of the ball. From a Johnny Smith and a Hunter Henry to let's go get Juju to Mike Skip to my Lou Gesicki. Like they just have failed to add talent on the offensive side of the ball. Now, great defense, he's great. But I know Felipe is going to come in here with being like, well, he
I
doesn't
feel
coach
like
offense and all
in
this
the-
shit.
In
but
the Tom Brady
yeah.
era, though, like they never
Speak
got
into the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Twist it to you. Yeah.
But I feel like in the Tom Brady era, they never really had like that much talent that they got from the outside. They always drafted really well and got guys that way. Like, you know, I guess Welker started with the Dolphins, though. So never mind. Like a Julian Edelman, though, was drafted by the Patriots.
Edelman was, yeah.
But like now, I guess like they're trying to find outside guys like a Kendrick Bourne or a Juju coming in, and it's just not working.
I think they've done it. I mean, most of the receivers were outside guys. When you talk about like the guys that were good outside of Edelman, but
Rob
like
Gronkowski they drafted, like
yeah, but Randy Moss, Amendola.
But my
I don't know,
argument is
the Hunter Henry and Johnny Smith thing didn't work out.
But my argument
that's
is
when they were
my
asked.
argument is rooted in this style of offense. Like there's so much talent. So this style of offense,
No, they
like,
need more talent.
They need more talent. So they.
But a lot of teams need more talent. But you're
but
also
we're talking about
speaking
Bill
to-
Belichick.
and he's a GM, and he plays a part in bringing guys in.
he plays the part.
I agree. Well,
Robert
now,
Kraft?
last year, obviously very incompetent offense, which was led by the coordinator, who was it, Matt Patricia?
Patricia, yeah.
Who was a defensive guy doing offensive coordinator shit. Like,
And
which
who
didn't
appointed
make-
him to be the offensive coordinator?
Didn't make
Who
any
appointed
sense.
him? Who appointed him?
Huh?
Who appointed Matt Patricia?
Belichick. What?
Okay, exactly.
The sky's blue.
terrible experiment.
So
It is blue.
So anyway, so then that wasn't great, and that didn't work out. So they moved on from that. They brought back Bill O'Brien, who had a lot of success in New England. Obviously, I don't know how many rings he won there. Like what, 2, 3?
He's the right OC.
So Bill O'Brien, now you have a guy who knows what he wants and is going to go get the receivers that he wants. There hasn't been that many receivers on the market. Like you had to trade for guys. So it's not like they've like just avoided signing free agent wide receivers. This class of free agent wide receivers is terrible, actually. There's guys who you could try to trade for, like Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, but you still have to make moves for that. So I think they're still going to make moves offensively, and they have the coordinator now who can go do it. Like you said, the defense is good with Belichick.
Okay.
Anyways, to answer the question,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not talking about Bill O'Brien.
Should Bill Belichick retire?
not yet, because I mean, everybody wants to talk about him without Brady, but his first year without Brady, he made the playoffs, and then the second year he was one game behind the Dolphins.
Second year made the playoffs.
Oh, second year made the
Second
playoffs?
year, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
First year they didn't.
His last year with Brady, did they also miss the playoffs? Or they got blown out?
Since
They
losing
got
Brady, they went.
bounced by-
That was a horrible year
Since
for them.
losing Brady, he went 7-9, 10-7, and 8-9.
All I have to say is Brady left New England for a reason, because that team was fucking garbage.
And it's still garbage.
And who was the GM?
No, because they made the playoffs 2 years later. So, and then last year, we want to talk about they're bad. Well, they had almost an identical record to the Dolphins, who we're talking about as a Super Bowl contender this year.
Who were missing their starting quarterback for
That
the third of
doesn't
the
matter.
year.
We're talking about results. We're talking
That
about
matters. Of course it matters. It's your starting
Oh, really?
quarterback.
Oh, isn't it the same quarterback that they're going to have next year, though?
Why?
So we
What?
still have to.
I'm talking Skylar Thompson. What?
You're saying they missed their starting quarterback, which is why they had a similar record to the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
The quarterback is still the quarterback. So Tua, if he's had injury problems, he's had injury history, that history is going to carry over into this year, right? It's the same quarterback.
It's the same thing with Lamar Jackson. Same thing with Lamar Jackson, and Lamar
that's why
people
teams
want Lamar
haven't signed.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Nobody wants Lamar, clearly, because nobody's trading for him.
I don't think it's an
No,
injury
because he's
thing.
demanding too much.
Well, that's
He
fine.
needs
but
an
you can,
agent.
I don't
But that's
understand.
a different story.
I'm not going to go into the Dolphins. I just don't understand that argument. The argument's about Bill Belichick. Saying the Patriots and the Dolphins had a similar record. The Dolphins made the playoffs. Dolphins had far more talent,
By
and
one
clearly
game, they made the playoffs.
one
So did the
overachieved,
Seahawks.
one overachieved,
The
and one
Seahawks made the playoffs too.
underachieved.
Nobody's
One
talking about the Seahawks
overachieved and one
success.
underachieved. There's nothing wrong with that. But now it's a new year with 0-0 across the board. And what are you
Exactly.
going to do? What are you going to do to surround your quarterback that you drafted with talent? You do addition by subtraction by letting Jacoby Myers go and adding Juju. You trade Jonnu Smith. You bring in Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki's not great.
He's better than Jonnu Smith.
That's not hard to do, bro.
And a lot of people would
That's
say
not hard to
Juju's
do.
better than Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers has outproduced. I would say
Myers
it, but
is one of the
Jacoby
most
Myers has been
underrated.
one of the most
agree.
underrated wide receivers, and they had the most identical numbers last year. So it's addition by subtraction. Yeah, you go out and get D-Hop if he gets released, sure.
Addition by subtraction doesn't. I don't think that's the term you're trying to refer.
No, that's
you
the
mean,
term. That's the
you mean
term.
they're
That's
just replacing?
Yeah, addition by subtraction. It's
No,
a
because addition by
net.
subtraction is
it's just
subtracting, and then
subtracting,
that.
and now it's better.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what addition.
That's
by
what addition
subtraction
by
is.
subtraction means.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Okay.
Well, you were right on the
You're
term,
replacing-
though.
If you would have added Juju and then Jacoby left, it would have been addition by subtraction.
No.
If Jacoby left
no?
and you got better, that's addition by subtraction.
Yes.
That would have been
It's like
nice.
it's like it's like Zeke Elliott left and now the Cowboys are a better team.
They
Because
are.
It's just subtracting, not replacing.
That's I suppose.
No, makes sense.
You're saying he's being replaced. Juju
Yeah.
is replacing Jacoby Myers.
You're just saying
Therefore,
he's being
that's
replaced.
switching.
You're saying it's a 1-for-1 replacement. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, look, they have to go make a move at a
fair.
receiver. They need more help offensively. I'm just saying now they have a piece. Last year they had Matt Patricia, offensive coordinator. It doesn't matter what pieces they had offensively because that shit was like gonna work. Outside of a run game, they had nothing. Well, now they have Bill O'Brien in there, and so he's gonna try to incentivize a better offense or just try to invigorate some type of life in that offense.
People
So
forget Mac Jones played under Bill O'Brien at Alabama. He was his OC there.
True.
There you go, college
So
football
I'm
guy.
still saying like, they still need to add pieces on offense,
Shout out
and
CFB.
let's see what they do this year. I think I agree with you. If they have a bad year this year and they're not even close to the playoffs, to like 3 or 4 games out of playoff contention, then you have to consider like let's leave the past behind us and let's move forward in a completely new direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm almost certain that Bill Belichick after this season will not be the coach of the Patriots, just because all these rumors that have been swirling around. If the Patriots get 4th in the AFC East this year, which is
Pretty
very
likely.
to happen,
Yeah.
then he's out. I don't think he retires at that point. I think he still has something to prove, so he might go to a different franchise, try and do something there.
I don't know about that.
I don't think he should, but I feel like he has like a little, like I don't know. It seems like he's too competitive.
They're gonna
He's
put
like
a chip
Brady.
on Bill Belichick's shoulders.
I feel like
my
Bill
gosh,
Belichick,
Dude, don't poke the bear.
no, but I feel like Bill Belichick has like something to prove now that Brady left him and succeeded.
Yeah.
He kind of wants to go out too. Granted, I don't fucking know this guy, so I could be way off on this.
I don't know.
But if I'm Bill Belichick, he's a competitor. Everything that everyone's always said about him, I think he wants to maybe leave New England, get a new opportunity, succeed there, and prove, hey, I wasn't just good because of Tom.
What makes you think he didn't have the opportunity over the last 4 years to do that? Brady leaves. You have an owner that still supports you. Robert Kraft's the one that came in and said, if Belichick wants Lamar, he can get Lamar.
No, I don't think he realized how much that not having Tom Brady would hurt them. Like the Patriots didn't.
No, but he also
didn't
realized
do them any
that he also
justice by,
realized
like,
that Tom
not going out
Brady
and getting
needed
a whole
to
bunch
go.
of talent.
But I don't blame the Patriots' failures, and I don't want to say failures because obviously it's not like they've been a 3-win type of organization since Brady left. But like, I don't want to blame their failures on the fact that because, like, don't get me wrong, losing Brady hurts, but like, they're still the Patriots.
Yeah.
He's still a fantastic drafter, I guess you would say. He's
one
still
of the
been
best
able
in the
to
league.
keep a defense so competitive. Any cornerback he touches turns into an all-pro at some point in their career. But like I've said, and which stays my point, and if why I'm saying cap right now, but it could change after this year, is because you need to evolve. Like, offenses evolve. And he's failed to evolve his offense.
I also don't know if
And
he's
that's
quite
it.
had the quarterback to be able to do so. Though.
Yeah, that's not. I don't know if that's
Like
fair.
Mac Jones is more of the game manager type of
But
guy.
but again, if you could add, like, it's the same formula across the NFL. Add talent to your young quarterback, see him take a jump.
Well, we know Hopkins is going to go somewhere. They have to make a move.
They
like
have
the
to
past,
try to get
They
him.
have to make a move, and at the end of the day, the Patriots. So Brady left that year, the year that he went to Tampa, specifically because he knew he wasn't going to win in New England. That team in New England was terrible. What happened in New England is what's happening to the Rams right now. They spend a shit ton of money on all these guys. They fucking kill the cap. And then eventually there's going to be a downfall. And Brady knew that was going to happen. So Brady dipped at the proper time and he went to a team that was fucking loaded with talent. Great for him. It helped out his resume. He gets another ring. But we knew when he joined Tampa, I mean, Tampa was immediate, like, top three favorite.
They were the Jets of that year. Like
They were the Jets
a
of that year.
quarterback away.
So the Patriots, it's not like they had the team that Brady left was the dynasty Patriots. It wasn't. Like, they were ready to doom, and then they have, and now they're around average. I would say they're mediocre based off of record. If you don't want to say they're mediocre, I mean, look at the record. They were one game below 500. So
factor cap. Bill Belichick should retire.
if they suck this year, then he should consider
Cap.
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 Fact in the future.
All right, next one.
That was a long time to talk about the Patriots. Ugh.
A lot of wide receivers have been really good this year, last year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this about them. Yeah, Braxton Berrios. He's just been dominant. So factor cap. This is the best era of wide receivers since 2000. Some of the notable wide receivers are Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp.
Braxton Berrios.
Yes.
Braxton Berrios, good call. Hey, Jack. It's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, true.
Ooh, stuff.
So
I'm
do
gonna say
you
cap.
think it's the best era of wide receivers in the last
cap.
23 years?
I do not.
I'll say fact because maybe not in the top five, like top five versus top five can go head to head, but it's as
deeper.
deep as it's been. And that's why I would say it's the best era of football because you got guys that can go from like 7 to 10 or 7 to really 15. And someone at 15 is going to say they're
Bro, but-
at 8 and vice versa. Like
But at the very top, there's no one that's even close to a prime Julio, Calvin Johnson.
I
AB.
disagree. I totally disagree.
Who's close to those guys?
I'm not saying that they're close, but we're talking about pure production. And the reason you're looking at a Julio and a Calvin Johnson saying they're prime or an AB and whatnot is because the body of work.
That's not true.
That's stuck in your head. But if
not
you want to
true.
take
It's
a
not the
1 year,
body of
if you
work.
want
He's
to take
talking
a,
about his
if you want to
peak.
take a
Well,
1
on
year
the
sample size,
Cooper Kupp was probably better than all of them.
and I'm not even going to make the argument with Cooper
But
Kupp, but
just-
if Devontae
I
Adams,
just-
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, obviously
Bro,
he's gone off. Tyreek Hill's had
Just
great
watch
single
with your
season
eyes.
records.
No one
Yes.
affected a game. No one in today's game affected a game
Like Calvin.
even close to the way Calvin, Julio, and AB did.
Yeah.
Okay, but
No
there's
one did.
the conversation. This is
Randy
yeah.
Moss.
the conversation.
And that's even earlier.
The conversation is this is the best era. There's so many wide receivers.
era.
There's 6 wide receivers that you could say.
What
If you
you're
ask 20
saying-
different people,
what you're
that will be
saying
number
is
one.
that there's a higher peak. There was a higher peak with those guys. What he's saying
Yes.
is, on average, there are there are better wide receivers,
Which
than
is
there
the
were
prompt.
then.
I mean-
so like the 1 through 8 today, or I had 7 on this list. The 1 through 7
which
today,
the top 10 versus
on
top 10?
average is like higher quality than like the top 3 guys that played back then.
I don't know, because there was also
were
guys like
better than
Andre
all of those guys.
Johnson, like DeAndre Hopkins was still like in his prime back then. Like there's definitely some guys I'm just forgetting about.
I think we have recency bias when it comes to
Larry Fitzgerald, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
when it comes to
He's
depth.
fucking
I think
filthy.
we have recency bias because we think about all these guys right now. And we don't think about like the bottom half of the first tier guys
fair.
back
Yeah.
then. So like I'm looking at like a 2012 list.
Look at like
And then-
2014 is really. I'll look up.
I'm
it's
looking at,
just
I'm
early-
looking, I'm looking
early
at 2012.
2010s.
I'm looking at 2012. Calvin had 122 receptions. So let me just list off the guys: Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Brandon Marshall,
yep.
Demarius Thomas, Dez Bryant, Reggie Wayne,
forgot about
Wes
Dez.
Welker, Roddy White. People forget about Roddy White.
Oh my god, he was so
AJ
good.
Green. AJ Green was arguably the best receiver in football.
AJ Green, his prime was nuts.
Steve Smith on the Panthers was a bona fide wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
So you get guys like this back and forth. I mean, that was like Victor Cruz's prime. Victor Cruz was a clear wide receiver 1 for the Giants, and we don't even talk about him
Yeah.
in that era. So I think it's guys like that today that we want
Look,
to
I
talk
totally
about.
forgot about Dez, and Dez was crazy.
Dez was
AJ
filthy,
Green, I
yeah.
forgot about him.
Yeah,
Like,
Dez was scoring 14, 16 touchdowns a year. So I mean,
And I get that, and I think my argument right now is really just based off of it's a different league. But like after Andre Johnson, or let's say after like Brandon Marshall, who put up 1,500 yards in 2012, like Demarius Thomas was the next
with
one
the
at
Bears?
1,400. What?
I was saying, was that with the Bears? Brandon Marshall?
I think so.
Jay Cutler.
Not.
I mean, they got him in a Seahawks
crazy
jersey
year
on this
there.
one.
Oh.
So-
No, he wasn't. It wasn't on the Seahawks.
I don't think it was, but his,
No,
his
they
pictures.
used the most recent team he played for.
Yeah, I was like,
I just think because it's a different NFL league and far more pass heavy, these guys at 3, 4, 5, and 6 are putting up 1,600 yards like it's absolutely fucking nothing.
Which plays against your argument though, because they're passing
Yeah, I
more.
was gonna say.
So 3,
Yeah,
4, 5, and
but I just
Oh, okay.
I was just making the point. I wasn't using that. I literally just said this is not necessarily like part of my argument. I just think recency bias plays a huge role into it. I'm not going to definitively say one was better than the other, but if you took the top 5 wide receivers from 2012 or the top 5 wide receivers from 2014 and put them against the top 5 wide receivers today, who would win in a I don't even know
better?
who's
Who's a better
better.
group?
Like who's better? But let's go. We can go down a list, but I'd be curious to see like who you would take.
easily the early 2010s when I think. I don't think it's that close.
No, I think it's close. 'Cause I think like Devontae Adams is phenomenal.
DeAndre Hopkins.
2014
DeAndre Hopkins
Justin
is-
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson is really good.
The other thing about these guys is that we can't yet say with like a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson that we've seen their
yeah, they
peak.
could turn into.
They might
haven't seen their
they might put up 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns.
We also haven't seen anybody like Tyreek. The way Tyreek plays the game, we
Yeah.
haven't seen somebody like Tyreek. So like guys like that, I don't like saying like one is better than the other because I think they're both great. I just think we're more subject to recency bias and people that are watching today. And it's like I think it's easier to say that these guys are better today when it's not really true.
Okay,
we
but
just forgot
you
about
have
the first tier guys that like aren't the top 3 names.
But I'm just going to give you the top. Let's just take the top 5 from 2012.
sure.
Okay, top 5 from 2012 was Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Brandon Marshall, Demarius Thomas, and Vincent Jackson.
We're talking about receptions.
No, I'm
That
talking
doesn't-
about yards.
Oh, yards?
Yeah.
Vincent
Okay.
Jackson, RIP.
Vincent
You can put
Jackson
Des
was so-
Bryant
yeah,
in there
facts.
over Vincent Jackson because it was a difference of 2 yards.
I'll put AJ Green there. Like those aren't the best receivers you just listed. That's my point.
Okay, so you want to. All right, so then I'll just pick Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Brandon
Let's
Marshall.
make it all pros.
Why don't we
AJ
do
Green
it-
and
Who is
Julio
all
Jones.
pros?
Why don't we
Who-
just do it's like Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Andre Johnson, and then
AJ Green.
AJ Green. That's the 5.
I don't
All
think
right,
Antonio,
versus
I don't think
Devontae
Antonio Brown was
Adams,
in it.
DeAndre Hopkins, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Tyreek Hill.
I would replace D Hop with Stephon Diggs probably,
Okay, fine.
but either way,
Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and Stephon Diggs. Right? That's the list?
that's probably the list right now.
Yeah, but the
right?
thing is, again, what comes down to is Antonio
Graphic on
Brown.
screen.
Antonio Brown.
Both of the names
wasn't
right here
in
next
20.
to
If we're
each
taking
other.
like 2012. If we're just saying early 2010s, Antonio Brown.
2014. I think 2014 would be a better
2014 was
year.
his best year. You're right.
2014 would be a better year to go by.
So it's like tough. If you want to say the receivers of the
We're
last
talking about a
couple
little
of
bit
years,
of a crossover.
it's tough.
So it's
we can't
tough
take one
'cause
specific year.
Calvin's prime was like 2010,
2012.
2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Julio's
AB.
around there too, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, Julio too, and then AB. When we think about AB's years, it was the conversation about who was better, him, Julio, or like Odell when Odell was like a fucking beast. So
Oh my God, he was
all these crossovers, almost I don't know who's better.
Yeah,
They
there's
were just
not
all-
one. Right, we're talking eras though, right? So it's not just 1 year sample size.
I would probably take.
Can't be.
If I take pure
gotta be like a
physicality of
5-year
those top wide
span.
receivers, like when I look at like the Brandon Marshalls of the world, the Calvin Johnsons, the Julios, like the alphas, the physical specimens, the wide receiver game has completely evolved. If you look at a lot of the guys at the top, it's not like these big 6'3", big body guys. You have a lot more precision. From route running to hands to pure speed and
I think
Tyreek.
that's why I am a little biased because when you're growing up and you're watching
you
these
like watching
big
just
dudes,
big boys.
Julio, Calvin, these guys that can just physically
AB
dominate
though
you.
was not that.
Yeah,
No,
he
AB
wasn't.
was
He
one of
wasn't.
the first guys I remember seeing that
Yeah.
was like smaller but was still dominant.
Yeah.
But like those couple guys like Julio and Calvin, like you watch them growing up and they're just so physically imposing. Like as soon as you see them on the field, you're like, that guy's a fucking
I got
dog.
an interesting question.
There's not a lot of
Calvin,
guys
I
like
mean,
that
that's
anymore.
like prime.
Out of these
prime
four,
physical imposing.
I wanted this to hold. Out of these four NFL wide receiver legends, who would be the most dominant in today's NFL? Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, and Brandon Marshall.
I think
Well,
AB,
Brandon, you can take Brandon now. He's the worst by far.
Yeah,
He
by a
doesn't even
mile.
belong in that conversation.
I was just trying to get a fourth in there, to be honest.
it's those three.
Okay,
Right.
let's go. Antonio Brown, Julio Jones,
be the
and
most
Calvin
dominant?
Johnson. Who would be the most dominant in today's NFL?
You can't answer that. They're different types of receivers.
They
Of
are,
course,
yeah.
But
I'm
that's
just
why it's a
trying to
good
have a
question.
conversation.
But I do.
No, but it's not. But well, the reason I say you can't answer that is because they dominate in different ways. Like, if we want to say dominant by making
AB's
like
the best route runner.
big-
Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson's the most physically imposing. Like
Again,
you can't compare.
I'm not saying there's
So,
a right
right, so
answer. It's
today-
purely
that's why it's a good
hypothetical.
question.
Today's
That's why it's a good
NFL
question.
start
No, but it's
bench
not, because
cut.
there's
It's a
different
start
types of
bench
dominant.
cut.
all right, start
basically.
bench cut.
Start bench
That's
cut.
good.
Okay,
Start bench cut. Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, and Julio Jones
Into
all in their prime. Today's NFL.
Today's NFL.
Start bench cut.
I'm starting. Well, damn, bro, that's just disrespectful.
It's hard.
That's
so
why it's
hard.
fun. I like it.
It's hard.
I
think
know I know
Julio's
you're gonna
gotta
start
go.
though.
I think I'm starting.
I'm gonna start the greatest receiver to ever step
Here
on a
it
football
is.
field, Antonio Brown.
Fuck, that's such a stupid.
I'm gonna
I'm
start
not
him.
mad. I'm
You
not-
can move him all over the field.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna bench.
Greatest receiver ever step on a football.
I think I'm gonna bench. You know what, man? I like what Julio did in his prime more than Calvin, but I'm gonna go with Calvin because.
I don't.
I was so excited.
But I'm gonna go with Calvin because. Damn, I had a reason clearly in my mind. I'm just going with Calvin because he's just like the big play guy, and I think he's going to complement AB more than Julio. Julio couldn't score touchdowns. That's what I was going to say. Julio couldn't score touchdowns. That was his knock.
He couldn't,
He
yeah.
would get 15
I mean, he
to
could,
2,000
but Matt
yards.
Ryan,
the
Matt
red
Ryan
zone's
couldn't get him the ball.
Calvin Johnson in the red zone, like to put it in perspective, like Des Bryant was way better at scoring touchdowns than Julio Jones. Now, what does that mean?
But is that a
lot of it could've been on
byproduct
quarterback.
of your quarterback
Yeah,
and your
but
offense, or is that a byproduct of
but
the
Julio,
player?
But Calvin was getting 2,000 yards and scoring hella touchdowns, so I'm gonna go with him to complement AB.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
this
then
is
you're
not on the same
cutting-
team though.
you're
Yeah.
cutting
Start
Julio.
bench cut.
Star bench cut.
See,
Same
this is why I
team.
wanted
what a
just
start
the
bench
one
cut is.
player. I just wanted the argument of like who would be off your gut feeling, who would be the most
I'll tell you
dominant.
mine.
All right,
I don't like the start
I'll
bench
start
cut.
bench cut as well before.
I don't
Aaron
like the
goes.
start
I'm,
bench cut.
I'm starting Calvin Johnson for sure. And then
Pussies.
I'm gonna bench AB, I think, and
Pussies.
I'm gonna cut Julio.
All right, I'm gonna start Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Pussies.
I'm gonna
Pure eye test.
I'm gonna bench Julio. I'm gonna cut AB.
Damn, you're leaving the best route runner. In the,
Yeah.
So
Hey, I'm leaving off the best receiver of all time. I guess you know.
just dare to be different.
stupid.
I'm gonna start Julio. I'm gonna
You know
start
he's been saying
Julio.
that.
I'm gonna start Julio. You put him with Patrick Mahomes. Willing to bet he might score more touchdowns. I'm gonna bench AB, and then I'm gonna fucking cut
this
Calvin
team
Johnson.
This team though is the Texans. You got Davis Mills. Sorry,
But you
It's
said,
not- it's not on
in
the
their
Chiefs.
prime, Calvin Johnson had the best year out of all of them.
Yeah, but Cooper Cup better
Yeah,
than
Cooper
Calvin,
Kupp.
so Cooper
Can
Kupp
we
better than
just
Calvin.
just entertain my
Lunch
argument?
pail guy.
Entertain
Let's
my
move to the
question.
next one, though.
I
But
want,
what's
I
your
want my
question?
pick
He
one.
wants his question.
Pick one of the three. Who is going to be the most dominant in today's NFL?
I would take Calvin
Antonio
Johnson.
Brown.
Julio.
Wow, we're all disagreeing.
I think I go Julio Jones or AB.
Like
Well,
Calvin
you
Johnson
get to pick
is
one. You just said pick one. Pick one.
And
Pick
Antonio
one.
Brown.
I'm taking Calvin Johnson.
Julio.
All right, great.
I think Julio does he's the most well-rounded.
Antonio Brown did what he did with Ben Roethlisberger. Now Ben was a really
Ben Roethlisberger's a
good,
Hall of
really good
Famer.
quarterback.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He is. He's gonna be.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's gonna be.
He's a for sure Hall of Famer.
I was gonna say Ben is a really good quarterback, but Matt Ryan, if he
a
played
Hall
in
of Fame
Pittsburgh, would have
quarterback.
won more Super Bowls. Matt Stafford played in Pittsburgh, would have won more Super Bowls. Ben Roethlisberger is overrated because he played in Pittsburgh.
you
Now
serious?
he's a really good quarterback, and he accomplished what he did, so you can't take that away from him.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
But if Matt Ryan was there,
talent's not all there.
Ben Roethlisberger has no. I don't think he has an MVP. Does he have an MVP? I don't think he has an MVP.
He's got a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Cool. He won a Super Bowl his rookie
So does
year.
Eli
He
Manning.
inherited a great team.
So does Eli Manning.
I love the hypotheticals. It's
Yeah.
good.
I'm taking Calvin Johnson.
I mean,
All
I
right.
can't dispute what you're saying. So nice take, Felipe.
You really think AP is better than Jerry Rice?
Yeah, he's
You're
more
off
com-
your fucking rocker.
more complete.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's finish. Let's. We got a bunch more still, and we've been going for a long time. Let's move through these a little bit quicker, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, not to open up a can of worms with this one, but factor cap. Patrick Mahomes makes every single NFL team a Super Bowl team.
Fact.
Cap.
It's fact because
There's a couple that he doesn't.
The Houston Texans are now contenders with Patrick Mahomes.
Whoa,
Absolutely
chill out. The
fucking not.
Texans, they're
I think
contenders already.
I think it's fact too.
The Tennessee Titans?
yes.
No.
With who?
Who's he throwing to?
There's a difference
doesn't
between
matter.
Super
Traylon
Bowl-
Burks?
Okay, yeah. Wait. So here's
Yeah, you got
the
Traylon
discrepancy.
Burks, bro.
I
What
think
are we
Patrick
doing?
Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes can make any team a contender. I don't necessarily think that they're going to just win a Super Bowl.
I agreed.
What about Super Bowl favorite?
Super Bowl favorite. You got to say Super Bowl favorite because contender, it's
Oh.
like, it's.
No, Patrick Mahomes probably only makes like 3 teams a Super Bowl favorite.
No,
Really? Only 3?
I don't agree
think
with that.
20 plus.
Patrick
Let's
Mahomes
go.
makes every team a Super Bowl contender because all you need in this league to really compete is a great quarterback. That's proven.
You put Patrick
All right.
Mahomes on
your
the
mind.
Jets. Are they
Twist it this
Super Bowl contender?
They're the best team in the league.
You put him on the Bills?
They're the best team in the
You
league.
put him on the Dolphins?
Here, I'm gonna list off.
Wait.
every fucking
You
team.
put on the Dolphins?
They're pretty good.
Wait, what?
All right.
They're
They have a better
competing,
roster?
they're competing for the AFC.
And what about
let
the
me-
Patriots?
Yeah, they.
All right, well, you just
they're
said
competing.
three
list.
teams.
I'm
That's
gonna
four
list
teams.
off.
Can you let Jack? Yeah.
Let's go rapid fire. All right. Tell me if they would be the Super Bowl. I'm gonna list off teams. Tell me if they would be the Super Bowl favorite if they got Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
All right. Eagles,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lions.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I think yes.
they wouldn't be favorites.
They would be.
Who would be favorite over him?
If Aaron Rodgers is at the Jets, them.
If the Detroit Lions are like
The
a
Lions-
top,
the
the Detroit
Lions-
Lions are like a
the
top
Lions
4.
missed the playoffs.
So did the
Lions-
Jets.
The Lions right now are a top 5 team in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl, and they don't even have
Their odds
Lamar
are there.
yet.
Their odds,
Bro,
Lamar.
get the fuck.
Yeah, those odds are baked in with Lamar.
All
That's
right.
the idea.
Let's keep
Oh,
going.
is it really?
Yeah.
Let's make this
They're not
choppy,
fucking
folks.
Lamar. They're not going to win.
we
the
keep going?
49ers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Bills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Packers.
No.
No.
It's
I don't
close.
know.
They're not favorites.
They don't have
Packers are not.
anyone. They don't have anyone.
Hey.
Alan Lazard
hold
was
on.
the anyone they had. and
No,
he's
they
not.
got
No,
Romeo
no, Christian
Dobbs.
Watson was good.
And Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah. Defense is okay, but I'd probably say no.
Yeah, nah.
Also with the
If they
Lions.
can't do it with Aaron Rodgers, they're not going to
Favorites?
do it with
Nah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Also with the
No.
Lions,
Like
you
that-
think they'd be
that's the
favorites
question.
over the Eagles?
Favorites is like Vegas thinks they're for sure gonna win.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
number one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Favorites.
Contenders is a different thing, but
Favorites.
Nah. Packers.
Packers, no. Patriots.
No.
Nah.
No.
Like same thing, same problem.
Vikings.
No.
Yes.
Yes, I think yeah. I think yeah.
We gotta be realistic. Like the Eagles just made the Super. Like the Eagles are complete. You got other teams that are really fucking good. The Bengals are still really fucking good. Like we're just gonna put Patrick Mahomes on a team
Bro,
that
he's-
missed the playoffs, or I guess the Vikings made the playoffs, lost to the Giants, and all of a sudden they're favorites. I don't.
He's that good.
I also
He's
think
that good. I think he makes every team a contender, but the Super Bowl favorite's a different animal.
So Vikings, I'm
I'm
saying
gonna say
I say
yes.
Bears.
No.
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 Not quite. No.
Giants.
No.
No, they got
weapons.
Daniel
No,
Jones.
they don't have,
They're
they
already
don't have
favorites.
receivers.
Yeah, they don't have receivers.
Yep.
Like I mean, but again, the only quarterback in the league to make bad receivers good is Patrick Mahomes. He's proven that more than once
Yeah, but he
this
has
whole
Kelsey
season.
though. He wouldn't have Kelsey.
He would have Waller.
And Andy Reid and Eric
Yeah, Waller
Bieniemy.
can't play.
Well, Eric
Waller
Bieniemy's
can't stay on
gone.
the field
but-
though. He couldn't do anything with Carr.
Yeah, but yeah.
Seahawks.
Wait, he just couldn't stay on the field. Yeah, he's good.
Seahawks, interesting.
yeah. I wouldn't say
Be
that's
interesting.
that'd be
I
fair.
think
Yeah,
now
with
yes.
DK and Lockett, yeah.
DK Lockett, Kenneth Walker, Charles Cross as your left tackle,
That'd be nice, but
an
they
up
got
and
some
coming
decent
defense.
defenders.
Not bad.
Defense okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Favorite is so hard, bro.
Bengals.
Bengals,
obviously.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raiders.
No.
No.
Nah.
No. Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could be
Easily.
up there.
Easily.
Commanders.
Yeah, favorites for sure.
I think yes.
Yeah, I would say they have a commander.
I just hate saying the Commanders
don't
are
know
any
how-
good because
yeah.
the Commanders are never good.
I just don't know how you say the Dolphins
So
will be
it's
up there
like
and then the
hard for-
Commanders
something
surefire.
about the Commanders are
Like,
just
that
so
to me
Yeah.
is-
inherently
Wait, that's
bad.
crazy.
Why would you?
Because the defense of the Dolphins is so horrible.
What? You
The
have
Commanders
no
have a
idea
better
what you're
defense.
talking
The
about.
Commanders have a better
The
defense.
Dolphins
Who has a better
They just
defense?
got
Commanders or the
Jalen Ramsey,
Dolphins?
The
bro.
Dolphins were missing
that's great. I haven't seen
4
that
of
yet.
their major players last year to injury.
Bro, you always talk about the Dolphins. One of the best players, Javon Holland. He was one of the worst PFF safeties
I'm not
in
even
the
talking
league.
about Javon Holland. I'm talking about a defensive end that was
I don't know
missing.
what Jalen Ramsey's going to do there.
You don't
yet.
know what you're talking about
I
with
just
the
answered
defense.
your question.
No, because you just said they were fucking.
You asked me a
Bradley
question.
Chubb, Jalen Phillips.
You asked me a question. I answered it.
Wrong. Failed.
All right.
All right. Well, let's move to the next
keep-
factor cap. I feel like
Yeah.
we've decided that Patrick Mahomes makes a lot of the teams.
Good contenders.
Very, very
Not favorites
good.
though. We got
Yeah.
there's a distinction there.
All right. Factor cap. Let's talk a little college football, a little draft stuff. Factor cap. Anthony Richardson should be a top 5 pick in
Fact.
the NFL draft.
Fact.
Cap. I think he.
Oh, we know
sucks.
we know Jack hates him.
I don't think he should be a first 5-round pick.
I want to give credit to Jack Settleman for this take. I think Felipe can articulate it way better than I can.
No,
but
you
essentially,
got it.
But essentially, NFL GMs, like, their job is to prolong their careers as long as possible on one singular team. So the reason you would want to draft Anthony Richardson is because he's a project. So you're not going to get fired in 2 years if he's still ass. You're going to prolong your career in that one team. So drafting Anthony Richardson, who arguably has the highest ceiling in today's draft as a quarterback, you're going to give yourself a couple of years to be there and build around him, and your owner's not going to freak out and fire him. So I just think Anthony Richardson, from a GM's perspective, yeah, he may not have been great. He may have fucking shit the bed against Vanderbilt and been terrible last year, but he possesses a lot of things that are super intriguing from a quarterback prospect. And yeah, he looks like Superman. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think
So,
he
factor
sucks.
cap.
Fact.
He should be a top 5 pick.
He should be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
I just think, Adam, the proof is in the pudding. You watch any film of him, yeah, he's athletic, but he's a bad fucking quarterback.
But what if-
I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
The proof was in the pudding with Josh Allen.
Yep.
He was ass. He was ass.
What
like
team at the
LaShawn
top
McCoy
has
likes to say.
any quarterback coach that can do anything like that?
That's true. You need a good quarterback
Yeah, but I
coach.
don't
We say
even-
that. We say that. He needs a good quarterback coach.
Maybe the Panthers with Josh McCown. I could actually see
Is
that.
Frank is
But
No, Frank Reich's in Carolina now.
yeah, that's right.
With
I
Josh
could
McCown.
I could see him being decent on the Panthers with Josh McCown. But
Colts, I mean, I'm not saying great, but like Shane Steichen was just working with Jalen Hurts for the last 2 years and then goes to become the Colts head coach. I don't know enough about Shane Steichen, but if he goes to the Colts, it's interesting. Yes, you need the right person there,
need
but I
to
also
go into
don't
the
think
right
like Brian
system.
Daboll was good, but Brian Daboll wasn't Brian Daboll. Like, holy shit, let's go get him as a head coach until him and Ken Dorsey
That's
really
true.
turned Josh Allen into Josh Allen. So you don't know about these young guys because they're not big names yet, but there's a lot of head coaches and offensive coordinators and just quarterback coaches in the NFL that you don't know about yet until they take that quarterback to the next level.
That's
So-
true.
Until they
Shout
get
out
an
Near
Anthony
Money High School.
Richardson and turn him into something special.
Right, and
That's a good
somebody
point.
with those tools is easier to work with than somebody who doesn't have those tools. So Josh Allen made Daboll as much as Daboll made Josh Allen. You could say.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it because you just bank on the ceiling. I mean, take away the GM perspective, which I think is very, very valid. Because I think, obviously, like, if you're a GM, you have to. You do that, you extend your career and everything like that. But just from a player perspective, from a team building perspective, is this guy going to make your team better? I would draft Anthony Richardson because you're either going for dynasty or this guy's ass. And when you can
he
have
sucks,
a chance,
we move on in 2 years. Yeah.
and that's fine. Like, go get another quarterback. The Cardinals drafted, what's his name?
Josh Rosen and then
Josh
Kyler
Rosen.
Murray.
Next year they drafted Kyler Murray. Sometimes you fuck up and you have to own it.
a good
As long
take.
as you own that you fucked up, go move on, go do something else. The Niners are about ready to say Trey Lance's ass if he sucks this year. That's fine.
Oh, 100%.
They ate it. They own it. Go do something else.
The Niners
now.
are already
Now you
kind
gotta
of
fix
saying
it.
I think
to
when
be
you have
honest.
a guy, you have an opportunity at a generational guy like this, you go and take it. And if you have any reservations about doing it, you look at Josh Allen and then you double down and do it again.
Yeah, facts.
Nice.
Yo,
Nice.
good take, bro.
That was good. You
That's
almost
good.
changed my
Hey,
mind.
very concise point
All right,
across the board
let's
from all
keep
of
it
us.
moving. All right. This is an interesting one. This week, AJ Brown and Darius Slay both said that if they went into the NBA and they got into a game, that they'd automatically score 12 points. So, factor cap.
NBA game?
Factor cap.
In an NBA game, yeah.
Factor cap. AJ Brown and Darius Slay could score 12 points or more in an NBA game.
Awfully
AJ
specific.
Brown might
12's a
be
good
able to
line.
because that guy's a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
Darius, like, get the.
Is it 12 and a half or
I also think
11 and a
it's
half? Is it 12 and a half or 11 and a half?
call it
What's
11.
the line?
We'll
say
call
11 and a half.
We'll call it 12 plus.
11 and a half. Over
12
under.
plus.
12 and a half, yeah.
Fine, 11 and a half. I'm going to take the under.
I
I'll
also
take
got to
the
know
under.
the team. There's
I mean, look,
variables to it.
Can we
All
separate-
right. Throw him on the fucking Houston
Yeah,
Rockets.
yeah.
They're
And
getting
Brown-
some playing time.
He just
AJ,
can't play.
He'll get playing time.
Yeah.
He's getting playing time, but that organization
I'll
sucks.
say AJ
right now.
Brown will. I agree with that. I don't think unless Slay has a crazy shot. Like we just haven't seen these guys shoot.
Yeah, no
it comes
idea.
down to like shoot. Like if he can shoot the three, I mean, take a few shots and you're good.
Also,
you,
if
you
I
hit
got-
that line, I think AJ Brown's athleticism, no size. Darius Slay doesn't have that size. It's also smaller, like more fragile.
I also think it's so hard to say. Like, I think an NBA player could go into the NFL, you train him for a little bit, and it would be fucking awesome because they have that athleticism.
At specific positions.
NFL, yeah, it's specific position, but NFL going to NBA, you have to be so skilled.
I
To
agree.
be able to ball handle.
I
To
agree.
be able to, you can use athleticism just to drive to the rim if you're 6'11",
I agree.
250 like Giannis. But these guys we're talking about are 6'3", 6'4". They're shorter than Stephen Curry. You have to put that into perspective. They're not that
The
tall.
ball handling
They're not
aspect,
NBA tall.
The
You're
ball
saying-
handling aspect is a skill that NFL players don't practice,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
running fast and cutting and catching balls is a
NBA
skill that
players
NBA
do.
players do practice.
Just to clarify, you're saying the NBA to NFL transition is easier than the NFL to NBA transition.
yes,
by a mile.
I do think so.
By a mile.
I think I'd agree.
You could put,
like,
you,
I think
you
if you
put
plug
LeBron
it-
out there as a tight end. He's gonna
Yeah,
be a
LeBron's
dog.
a freak athlete though. That's like I think if you put
Marcus Smart out there, I think
if
you do
you
something.
put
Put Jimmy
a Russell,
Butler at
I
safety.
think if you put a
God
Russell,
damn.
yeah, it's a great one. I think if you put a Russell Westbrook or like a John Wall in his prime at a wide
Oh my
receiver
God.
position, they're dominating.
yeah, but those
They're
are the
so
two.
athletic.
Those are the two most athletic point guards ever.
that's okay. That's super fair.
That's a. I mean,
super fair. But I mean they are. Russell Westbrook is arguably the most
Russell's
athletic point
by
guard we've
far
ever
About
John
seen.
Wall,
Bam.
too. John Wall's arguably more athletic than Russ.
Bam could be a
Bam
DM.
would be
crazy
nuts.
crazy
Bro, but
edge.
You think about any of these NBA players, if you put them on a football field, they are the largest man there.
That's true.
Almost every time.
That's true. That's why I take
Trent
a point guard and put them
Trent Williams
at
would
a
look
wide
like
receiver.
a shorter Kendrick Perkins out there.
It's true.
That's what he would look like.
It's true.
That's why I would
Like,
take a
just
point
think
guard
about
and put him
that.
at a wide receiver because they'd be the biggest
Yeah.
point. They'd be the biggest wide receiver on the field.
Yeah, and I'm not putting Kendrick Perkins as my left tackle either.
Fuck
So I would clarify that. But back to the Darius
Bro,
Slay,
imagine
AJ Brown.
Luca at the tight end. Just like
See, that's
I don't like
exactly.
that.
That's why it's like you
He's
get somebody like
technical.
Luca who's not athletic in the traditional sense, but his skill is so high. Those European guys know how to play
yeah.
basketball very skillfully.
I actually don't think he would translate well to the NBA.
I think
wouldn't.
Zion. Imagine
He wouldn't at all.
Zion.
That's
He's
my
not
point.
fast enough.
That's my point. In basketball, you can be great being unathletic. In football, you're really not going
That's
to be great
one
being
guy.
unathletic.
With that guy, I got a bigger pool to choose from.
I got Zion Williamson.
Tyler Hero, not a great athlete. Good athlete, great shot. Like the technique is fantastic.
How
That's
tall
why
is Tyler
I
Hero?
agree.
Like 6'6" though?
No, I think he's like
6'4"? 6'4"? That's a big wide receiver.
So I agree with Matan in terms of if
By
you
the
get
way, AJ Brown is only 6'1", and he's 225.
But
That's short.
Bringing
That's
it back
short
to
for
the
the NBA.
bringing
Yeah.
it back
For
to
the
the
NBA, he'd be
Darius
short.
Slay.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like Chris Paul is 6'1".
Bringing it
Yeah,
back to
exactly.
the
Dude, yeah, okay, he wouldn't score 12 then. I didn't know
I
he was
agree.
6'1".
I don't think he would
I thought
either.
he was like 6'4", 6'5".
I don't think he would.
Yeah.
But I will say, AJ
Calvin
Brown,
Johnson?
might be the
Johnson's
best
6'6".
athlete in the NFL right now, though.
no.
Straight up. That dude was drafted in the MLB. He's a hooper too. He's a great NFL player.
I think Micah Parsons is a better athlete.
Whoa, yeah.
He's more athletic. I don't think he's a better athlete.
Oh, okay. So then I agree with you.
Tyler-
you mean like in terms of
Tyreek-
versus-
Tyreek-
Yeah,
Tyreek's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much
Tyreek's up there.
an athlete. Regard,
Oh,
but like
Tyreek is up
Bro,
there.
Tyreek is
AJ
up
Brown.
there.
But you're
AJ
using-
Brown has the hand-eye coordination to have played in the MLB, which is the hardest thing to do in sports is hitting a baseball. And he's a dominant ass wide receiver. We saw him in the celebrity game. He can fucking hoop.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
If you were to build
That's fair.
an NBA team of NFL players, who would be on that team?
That's the thing. You got to think
Just a
about
couple
like,
of names off the
who's
off
a
the dome.
hooper?
you got to
Like,
think about like size.
Yeah.
First and foremost, right?
I say Kelsey. I feel like Travis Kelsey in the post.
I don't think he can hoop.
Now,
You know who said they
Let's
they
think
can
about
hoop?
it. Let's think about
Max
Mahomes.
Crosby can hoop.
Kenny?
Mahomes
Yeah,
can
bro.
hoop apparently.
Yeah, I've seen that. Quarterbacks, a lot of quarterbacks. Peyton
But
Manning
Mahomes
used
at
to.
point guard.
That's a good call.
Like a 6'4" point guard.
I feel-
Facilitate.
I think he's around 6'4".
I feel like yeah. Let's put like
Tyreek.
maybe Miles
I
Garrett
like- I
though.
like
At
to
like
see-
he's your
Garrett
positionless
can
center,
play.
power forward type.
Miles
you know,
Garrett
like,
can hoop, bro.
Yeah.
Mahomes
I like
6'2".
to see Tyreek at the
So
point.
nice point guard.
Tyreek at the
I
one.
think Tyreek at the one because he's quick, shifty.
Mahomes at the 2.
Why do I feel like DK?
I
can,
just don't think Mahomes would be a good.
why do I feel like
basketball
DK
player,
can
bro.
play
He
my?
is though. We've seen tape
I
of him.
do.
DK
Is he?
can play one
Yeah.
of my forwards. He could be one of my
DK would be
forwards.
DK small forward.
DK would be good.
You just got to get guys that can jump out the building.
That's
'cause,
what I'm
like, we
saying.
don't have like the
We're going for
size.
pure athleticism here.
yeah.
No, I'm sure you can find some offensive tackles that would be great big men.
Apparently, Devontae Adams is a hooper too.
Yeah.
Oh, Devontae Adams would be good.
But
6'3".
he also says that Max Crosby's better than him, which is you know something to
like
think about.
like a Bosa brother. They're big.
No, they're terrible.
Are they?
Yeah, Nick's terrible.
You gotta look. We don't know the offensive lineman landscape like that. I feel like you could get a few left. A lot of offensive linemen are tall, 6'7".
I could put
6'8".
Trent Williams out in center.
They can play power forward and be very
Very
skilled.
college like. You have the 6'7" centers. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the March
that's like
Madness run.
that guy on
Yeah.
TCU who's kind of big.
You ever
chubby,
play like
6'8",
you
300.
ever
He's
play
a big
intramural basketball in
motherfucker.
college against like the football players? Did you ever do that?
Football players play basketball in such a specific way.
Yeah,
and
dude. They
I'm
just
so
not-
physical.
I'm
They're so
not-
do that
physical.
at
Body you. Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
so
it's a
who's
bad
our
idea.
line? What's our starting five? Just off the
God
dome
damn it.
quickly. We got Tyreek, we got DK in there,
Myles
we got
Garrett.
Myles Garrett in there.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think Mahomes in
Let's
there.
put Mahomes maybe
Have
at
you
the
seen
2.
Mahomes play? There was that tape
I
of
have,
him.
but I'm just thinking there's more athletic guys. We need one
Mahomes
more
is
position.
No, there's
too.
definitely more athletic guys. Yeah.
We need one more guy.
Stephon Diggs. You see that
Diamond.
video of Stephon Diggs playing the other day?
Okay,
There's a
we'll
video
put
that went
Stephon Diggs. We'll be a
viral.
little small.
Cole Beasley's nice.
That's
We need a
true.
No, he really is.
we need a
He really
big
is.
guy.
He could be your 6 man.
Now, remember, the height is all relative. So if they go to the NBA, they automatically relatively adjust to their size.
Right.
Oh, in that case, then it's a lot
yeah.
easier.
Okay, so yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a hooper.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett's Joel Embiid.
No, then Tyreek Hill's the number one overall pick.
DK's like 6'9", small forward.
All right, we got a
Right.
team.
Tyreek Hill becomes 6'1" automatically.
Tyreek Hill becomes John Morant. Like,
Yeah.
No, actually though, that's a good comp. That's a really good player comp.
All I know is that
good
team's
job.
still beating the Lakers in 7.
Okay.
I'm a little scared of the Lakers.
All
When
right.
I was a Warrior fan.
Yeah, I placed a bet on the
All
Lakers.
right, next-
plus
let's
NBA
wrap
Finals.
this up. We're gonna move into our power rankings. We're gonna do a quick kind of power rankings here.
let's do it.
Today we're going to be ranking our top 5 duos in the NFL. Any kind of duo, whether it's quarterback, tight end, quarterback, coach, 2 wide receivers, cornerbacks, whatever you want. Any kind of duos in the NFL, we're going to be ranking them.
Sweet,
so Adam
dude.
seems like he's ready.
I gotta like think for a second.
Yeah, think for a second. Think for a second. Felipe, do you want to start it off?
Sure.
Yeah?
I'm going off the fucking dome. Put this in the
Dome.
clip that I'm going off the dome.
Off
so
the
nobody makes
dome.
fun of
Say it
me.
again, say it
Off
again.
the
All right, Felipe's
dome.
ranking his top 5 duos in the NFL. Any kind of duo, off the dome.
Off the dome. Don't
Off
forget.
the dome. What you got, Felipe, off the dome?
For real.
What do you got?
You said, you from the South, like you from Memphis or some shit. Like, all right.
Off the
bet.
dome.
In order?
Yeah, off the dome.
Fuck. All right. Number 1. I'm gonna go Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
Love you.
Number 1. Wow.
I mean,
So it's
those-
essentially just taking 2 of their 2 best players and putting
All
them
right,
together.
sorry. Number 1, I'm going Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm going Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
But is that? I guess it's kosher.
That's fine.
Number
Because they're not like
it's a duo.
It's a duo.
I guess
It's fine.
number 3.
2 people.
that's true.
Fuck. Number 3, I'm going.
Dak Prescott and picks.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one. That's a good one. Good take.
I'm going Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs.
Oh, well, okay.
Eh.
Yeah.
Number 4.
I mean, it's off the dome, right? It's, you know,
Yeah, can't
Great
blame
one.
him for being wrong.
It's off his dome.
I'm going
so
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Yep, that's got to be on it.
That makes sense. That,
And
Fell to
number
4.
5, I'm going. Ooh. I'm going, let's see. I'm going TJ Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick.
Ooh.
Number 6, honorable mention. I'm going Tyreek and Waddle. Number 7, honorable mention. I'm going AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
I mean, it's the most complimentary you've ever been of the Dolphins, so thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's
Put it
great.
at 6.
Appreciate it. I didn't even think they were going to make it.
It's a way better duo than Minka Fitzpatrick and DK.
I agree.
TJ Watt's one of the best edge rushers we've ever
But
seen.
Minka's, I guess
good.
Minka's one of the better safeties
Minka's
in the NFL.
one of the best safeties we've seen in the past 20 years.
Hey, good list, bro. Off the dome. Yo, is that off the dome?
That was off the dome.
All right,
Yo,
You want to give us your power rankings of the best duos?
Off the dome.
Best duos
Yeah.
off the dome from Jack
Best
Perotti.
duos in football. Oh boy. We got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes will be number 1.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a
Right.
good one.
Let's go on.
Thanks, guys.
McCarthy and Prescott.
Mike McDaniel and Tua. Also good.
Number 2.
The trainer, the
go.
Dolphins trainer and Tua.
Ooh.
The head trainer, the concussions guy.
No, he's really good with
He's
that.
so
yeah.
good at 'em.
Always brings in the smelling salt so he doesn't look like he's concussed. Number 2.
You guys took it to a place that no one needed it to go. Nice.
Number 2.
Shit wasn't funny.
I'll go with another Mahomes and Kelsey.
Okay.
2, I like that.
And then Burrow Jamar.
Yeah.
Number 4, Debo and Trent Williams. They're boys.
Right, the walkout.
Yeah, they got
That's hard.
the boom box and
They're
shit.
tough. They're tough.
Shit's hella fun. They're like the two guys I think that have any hood tendencies in the San Francisco Bay Area, which I love. Number 5.
Adam and butt plugs.
Fecal plugs.
Fecal plugs.
Sorry. Yeah.
Apologies.
Number 5. This is big. This is big, boys.
Ducks
I'm gonna
and their
go
corkscrews.
with.
Gino and Tyler Lockett.
I could go Drew Lock and Blaine Gabbert. Drew Lock, Chase Daniel.
Justin Herbert and Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah.
That is a dynamic duo. Like, it'd actually be Acho and Tua.
Facts.
True.
Not Herbert and
true.
I'm trying to
Acho.
think.
Russell Wilson in bathrooms. Russell Wilson in God.
Whoa, Russ and bathroom.
You know, it's still. I know they're not playing together, but it's still Rodgers and Devontae because them together was pretty.
That's
cool.
not kosher.
What?
That's
I
not
could do
kosher.
it.
Flag.
I would have done that.
Flag.
I can't think of shit, bro. I'll go with.
He's like Rice in Montana.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Dude, thanks, man.
Nah, I'll go with.
Savannah Med and
Bro,
Myles
let me
Gaskin.
think. Holy fuck.
Myles Gaskin.
Can't
Two
think at
Dolphins
all.
loves.
Last one is
You can do this.
fucking.
You can do this.
Dan Campbell and caffeine.
Nice.
Good one.
Could have
Yeah.
been kneecaps as well.
Good one.
Could have been kneecaps.
All right, Adam,
You wanna
go.
Ooh, Tua and
I could go.
calves. I missed out on that
So
one.
overrated, bro.
No, he's got shit calves, bro.
Yeah, I don't get the
I
whole
got better
calf
calves
thing.
than that, boy.
Hey,
He's got
super
great
calves.
calves. Tua's
They're
got
overrated.
great
They're
calves.
overrated. All right. My top 5 duos in the NFL.
He wrote it down.
I did write it down.
That's
I got
not
so
fair.
excited.
That's not fun. I just went with Dan Campbell and coffee, basically.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
a good
think
one.
like random things in the NFL.
I'm gonna go. Mahomes and Kelsey 1. I'll go Jamar and Burrow 2.
Sure.
What else I got?
Sure.
I'll do Tyreek and Waddle 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is where you said more now that I because I wrote it quickly before the show. But I'll go with my previous list. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers and Darkness. They go well
That's
together.
a good one. That's a good one.
And
Aaron
then,
Rodgers being a fucking scumbag, that would have been a good one, too.
That is a good one. Best duo in football.
Yeah,
I should have put them 1.
I know.
And then I'm gonna go CMC and Olivia Culpo.
Oh my god!
What
that
a
should've been,
hot duo.
That should have been 1 for me. Fuck,
Bro,
I
That's
fucked
the best
up.
looking duo in the
Good one.
NFL.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
what about CMC and Braxton Berrios, too?
Oh my god.
But
Nah,
they're not a
Culpo,
duo
Culpo.
anymore.
Barrios and Tua now.
No, because they're boys. Or I guess not anymore.
Not anymore.
Because Berrios broke up
With
with.
Sophia Colpo.
What the fuck?
My
Barrios and Tua. Is that your number 1?
It might be. My top 5 duos in the NFL right now. We'll start with 5. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Always got to be
I
different.
honestly don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Go. Start with 1.
I had a few in my head and I just totally started.
Kyler and Kingsbury.
I was gonna say Kyler and Call of Duty.
Nice.
Would have been
Fuck.
one, but I probably would have to go with Russell Wilson and God. Like Russell
good
Wilson,
one.
it's a good one. I mean,
Dude.
I just think they
Dude, on God.
they have a good
No
relationship.
cat?
No cap on God.
I mean, God
For real.
disrespected him this year,
That
but
ass, though.
they got a good relationship.
Country.
They didn't ride.
No ride.
Fourth, I'll go Jamar and Joe Burrow.
Dude, hot take, bro.
Thanks,
Fuck yeah.
dude. I don't know. 3, I'll go.
Henry Ruggs and killing people.
Oh my God.
That
my
really.
God.
Ben's face, he's like, I'm going to have to edit that one out.
I'll go.
Yeah, no, that was a good one, dude.
Justin Herbert having his stats inflated by Austin Eckler touchdowns. 3.
That's a
So
thing.
no, I got it. So Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler stats. Got it.
2 will be Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, they've played so well together.
They have. And then number 1 will be Tyreek and Tua.
Tyreek and Tua?
Yeah. Tua and Tyreek.
All right.
We missed out on Matt Stafford
Does
and
your
white wide
hat say
receivers.
Tua on the back here?
Does it? Does it?
What does this say?
TNA.
Oh, you see, the N upside down would be Tua, and I was looking at it sideways, so I was like, "What the fuck?"
Just to clarify,
Tuna.
my list did not have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and or Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce because they suck.
Sure they do.
That's just
No, they're
dude.
horrible,
That's just
dude.
science, bro.
It's just math,
fucking
bro. I mean, it's
yeah.
I mean, you're the one who did the most.
Addition by subtraction.
yeah,
You
dude,
did a lot of that.
You're a math guy.
A lot of
See?
addition by subtraction.
Math guy. Adam Tabachnik, huge math.
What's your
guy.
top 5 duos in the NFL look like?
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this episode.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all for now. If you are wanting to bet on things, go to thegameday.com because there's things to bet on. No, NFL futures.
a lot of
for
things to
real.
bet on.
There's NFL futures on God for real. All
On
right?
God
So
for real.
Deadass on God for real.
There's
no
a good
cap.
sport going on right now, guys. It's called baseball.
Baseball. Also, the Masters are this week.
Baseball.
Right?
Masters. Oh, dude.
Masters
yeah.
are this week. Who do you think's winning?
Jordan Spieth.
I got a couple.
It's always Jordan Spieth, bro. Tiger Woods taking it.
You know, people are saying
actually.
Scotty
Arnold
Scheffler.
Palmer, bro. Arnold Palmer.
We didn't even talk about
I like
NFL
Arnold.
players in
He's
golf.
dead.
We didn't even talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons
Good
winning.
take, good take.
Who do you
good
think's
take.
winning the Masters actually? Because
Mickelson?
I'm gonna need to play
I'll
some.
go. It's either gonna be John Rahm or Max Homa.
All right.
Those are my two.
I should
What,
sprinkle.
what about McElroy?
Oh, Rory's been
He
balling.
been hooping lately.
Yeah.
You've been
You
hooping.
know, I
Pure
should-
hooper
I don't
hours from
like-
your
I don't like
hometown.
golf.
Pure hooper
Really?
hours.
I don't like Scotty Scheffler.
All right, let's wrap this episode.
All right. Well, if you do
Andy
want to
Murray.
get some skin in the game for the Masters or for NBA playoffs coming up, definitely
Baseball,
go to
no run
thegameday.com.
first inning, my favorite bet in
Oh
sports.
yeah, hit
Or
the
yes, run
Nerfies.
first inning.
Hit the Nerfies
My
of the
favorite bet.
Yerfies. Yeah, yo, Texans winning.
bet
Oh,
on
the
the-
Not
XFL,
Texans,
bro. The
like
XFL
Rangers.
Rangers. On.
Hey, the number
Let's
one-
go Battlehawks.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to thegameday.com
Thank
for
you,
all your
thank
best
you.
sports betting,
Yeah.
picks, offers, and analysis.
And go,
And
go watch the
subscribe
best
to
team in
our
baseball, the
YouTube.
Rangers.
What?
The Rangers are the best team in baseball right now.
Yeah,
Are
they are.
they- are
They
they
are.
still?
Shout out
I
Jacob
think
DeGrom.
they
Yo,
lost
go
yesterday.
subscribe to the YouTube. Go to our Instagram, our TikTok, and whatnot. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Disagree with any of our takes? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe. If we get to 10K subscribers, Jack's going to get an ass tat. And for any sports betting picks, offers, and analysis, head over to thegameday.com. You'll find everything.